Harper. Don't forget he has to say his name and badge number. Okay.
Yeah, major. For major, you need 7 arrests, 5 assists, a training weekly meeting, good understanding of the PDRP and BIOS. Um, I know for most ranks you need to be in a unit. I am a part of dispatch, HP assistant commander, and FTO. I can turn it down a little bit, but it's the TV.
NRP, NRP.
NRP. Yeah, I'm sorry. I turned it down. It's my TV. My mom's watching TV. My bad. All right. What else do you need? Uh, yes, sir. I've posted a makeup request. Gucci. Hello, Mr. Niles.
Yes, sorry, what happened? Oh, okay. Alrighty, sir. First question I'm going to ask you is it's going to be based off of the violations, civil violations. What kind of charge is that?
Civil is a infraction, I believe.
Perfect. And can you tell me what a 2.5 is?
2.5 is murder and or murder threats. Example, I'm gonna fucking kill you, Miles, or actually taking my weapon out and shooting you down.
Perfect. Can you tell me what 2.6 would be?
2.6 is pretty much if I said, fuck you, Miles, you ain't nothing but a sleaze.
Just keep it a little more without the profanity, without the cuss words.
Perfect.
Oh, Lord. I'm sorry, Chief.
Now, is a 2.6, is that an arrestable charge?
Oh, not by itself, no.
What would a 1x violation be?
Oh, what?
A criminal violation.
Oh, criminal violation is a felony.
Can you tell me what a 1.11 is?
That is murder of a civilian or peace officer.
Perfect, perfect. Can you tell me what a PD1 is?
PD1 is false or unfounded allegations against a civilian, including handcuffing, imprisoning, attacking with a taser or gun with no solid reason. You will be dismissed.
What is an RP9?
RP9 is a drive-by, commonly known as damaging or killing another player with a vehicle. Did you actually catch that?
Yes, I did, sir. Next question is going to be pretty different, a little bit different than the rules. Let's say you're out and about, driving a patrol vehicle through the city, and you see a group of, let's say, 5 different civilians out in a shootout. What is your next step?
Well, my next step is to get to a safe distance, call 1043, requesting 1032's code 3, give the location, and wait for my backup, especially since I'm outnumbered 1 to 5.
The last question I'm going to have for you is something that's been pretty prevalent around right now. Let's say you see a cadet. Um, the first time you ever see him, you've never seen him before. He jumps into a cruiser and he starts driving out. Let's say you don't have a chance to catch up to him to speak to him. What is your next step?
So if I have an individual that has stolen a PD cruiser and I have not been able to catch up to him to speak with him and or tase him out of the vehicle, I am going to go over radio, give a description of the person, a name if I caught one, direction of travel, and what type of PD vehicle he had took.
Perfect. That's all for me. I'm going to hand you over to my officer over here, Travi.
Travis, my boy, what do you got for me?
Hello, Ken. As you know, my name is Colonel Hristo Dravi. I'm a West Coast State Police Officer, Detective Commander, FTO Commander, SWAT HPAP, badge number 559. Um, First thing I'm going to ask of you, right, is what is a 9.1? What is a RP 9.1?
9.1.
Yes, sir.
I would say drive-by auto, which would be using your personal vehicle to strike or damage another person's vehicle and or persons.
Okay, so that's RP9, but what's RP 9.1? Do you know the difference?
If I'm going to be completely honest, no, I have no idea.
That's exactly what I'm looking for is honesty. All right. So difference is the RP9 is a regular VDM, right? Someone using their car, run you over, hit you with it. The 9.1 is a mass, a VDM. It's a mass. So basically, when they run over a group of 5 people, it's a group. All right. There's a difference right there, and it's a little more stronger penalty or RP violation. Yeah, so if it's a regular personnel, if I VDM just Ken by himself, that's RP9. You can give me for running me over, VDM, using your vehicle to injure/kill me, injure and or kill me. But if you use your car to run over a group of us, I'd be at 9.1.
Well, because I'm a police officer, I can definitely charge him with a 1.12 assault on a police officer. Unfortunately, we don't got with a deadly weapon, or I could get him on that. Um, Additionally, depending on where he's at, I could possibly attempt to get a 1.1 or a 1.2 on him. It just depends on the situation at hand, honestly. Um, okay, so this is an HP situation. So I can hit them with a 3.2, a 1.7, and a 1.12 for the VDMing, plus send in body cam for the RP9.
Okay. Okay. So here's the thing, right? Um, Everything's case by case scenario. So you gotta pinpoint exactly, make the picture clear. The way you're gonna have to see it is this: if he's running you over multiple times, after the first time, you're gonna have to tell him, "Hey, don't run me over." If you're driving away, it's resisting arrest now. That's 3.1. If you're not listening to me, that's a 3.2. The fact that you're running me over and you're not abiding by the traffic rules is a 3.4. Now, when you hit me, that's a 1.12. It's assault officer. You see what I mean? If you told him to leave the green zone, that's a 1.7, which along with that 3.2. So it all just varies. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be a 1.1 or a 1.2 because those are captures of a state institution, and 1.2 is by force. So whenever they capture a state institution, it's going to take multiple of them. One guy is not going to be able to take over the whole HP. One guy's not going to be able to take over the whole police department. If you notice, for example, a 1.1 and a 1.2 would be whenever all the gang members come from time to time, and there'll be like 8 to 10 of them outside of PDG, shooting at us as we're exiting out of PDG. That would be a 1.1 and 1.2 because they're using force. 1.2 is them using the force to seizure to capture the state institution, and 1.1 is just capturing it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Those are a couple of measures that I've never really used before, so
Yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna move on to the next question. All right. The reason why I asked you about RP9 and RP9.1 is because that is a big difference between a small little change of numbers. So remember, 9 is just a typical VDM, and 9.1 is whenever they're running over a group of you guys. All right. It's called a mass. It's called a mass one. Okay. Next question is, I'm gonna ask you, what is a 3.3?
a 3.3 is a variation of a 3.1. 3.1 would be a resisting arrest. A 3.3 would be, per se, if you are trying to arrest a subject for a violation and his buddy tries to get him free, then you capture his buddy. Now you've got a 3.1 and a 3.3. The 3.1 is on the first suspect, and the 3.3 is on the second suspect that was trying to assist him on getting away.
Yes, sir. Can you tell me what PD3 is?
PD3 would be, isn't that assault on civilians with weapons, or even using your taser or like punching them?
Give me an example of PD3. I want it to be clear. It happens a lot. What if an officer does PD3? It's something that's common here. It happens a lot of times. What would an officer get PD3 for? What do we call those officers whenever they do PD3?
Well, a PD3 example would be as if I stood up right now and tased you right off that couch. I have no reason whatsoever to be tasing you. I'm going to get struck with a PD3. When it gets to the higher ups, I'm going to be dismissed.
All right. Um, so yes, it's unjustified force, correct? So,
Yeah.
for example, if an officer shoots you down right now, and then goes and kills me, kills Daniel, kills Miles, what is he? What kind of officer is that?
Well, that's a rogue officer, but you're also
There you
going
go.
beyond the scope of a PD3. You're going on a PD3 and a PD5.
Yes, sir. Exactly. All right. I'm gonna go into a bigger one. All right. So let me ask you this question. All right. Let's say right now a gang member comes up to you. Okay. He comes up to you. He starts cussing at you, saying that you were killing him in the green zone, and that he has body cam of you, and that he's gonna kill you every time he sees you. All right. He's gonna kill you every time he sees you. That he has his gang put a hit on you, and that if you have any other officers respond, he's gonna kill them as well. All right. He goes ahead and puts in the chat that he spits on you, and then after he does that, you try to tell him, "Come here, you want to detain him." He runs off on you. You tell him to stop running. He continues to run off. What charges do you hit him with?
Well, 3.1, 2.6, 2.4. Um, 1.12 would be kind of iffy. I can get him on 2.5 as well for the murder threats against myself and my colleagues. Am I missing
Okay,
anything?
so it wouldn't be a 1.12 because a 1.12 is an assault on an officer.
That's
Right.
why I was kind of iffy there.
Yeah. So make sure, and plus the state issues that automatically in the white zones and green zones. So you got the 3.1 correct. You got the 2.5 correct and the 2.4 correct. What's the other ones you're missing?
Uh, I also added the 2.6, which I'm not sure if you heard. Um, so okay, so it'd be 3.1, 2.5, 2.6, 2.4 for the spitting. Uh, and, the, and then,
You gave him a
yeah.
3.1. You gave him a 3.1 right for the resist arrest. What else?
So 3.1 for resisting, 2.4 for the spitting, 2.5 for the murder threats, 2.6 for insulting me. And then I believe that would be it because it was unclear whether he had a weapon in his hand at the time.
How about a 3.2 for disobeying your order?
Copy that.
All right. And remember, for the most
Yeah.
part, the 3.1 will go with the 3.2 because if someone's resisting arrest, you're usually telling them to stop running or you're telling them to stop. You're trying to apprehend them. Um,
Right.
I
I
got one
should.
last question for you. Yeah, you're good. I got one last question for you. All right. I want you to tell me the difference. You're going to be a major, so I want to know the difference. All right. I want you to tell me the difference between a 1.10 and a 2.7. Tell me the difference between those two. Tell me what a 1.10 is. Tell me what a 2.7 is, and what's the difference.
Okay, so a 1.10 would be per se, I arrested someone and they told me that they would give me a Lamborghini if I would just let them go. That's bribing a police officer. You're trying to give something to get a result. Extortion, which is 2.7, which is what you're requesting. Extortion would be per se that they had captured one of our vehicles, right? And they're trying to tell us we're not going to give you the vehicle unless you give us $100,000 each. That would be extortion.
Yeah, pretty much. So those usually occur during like hostage situations, correct?
Yes and no. I have seen it where it occurs in a hostage situation, but I've also seen it where PD cruiser is abandoned and they try to extort us for it.
Yeah. All right. That's pretty much all I had for you. Other than the last one, which is gonna be tell me what the RP-17 is, and tell me what's the difference between the RP-17 and the RP-1.
RP 17. I didn't know there was a such thing. I know about RP 16 and RP 1.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure, unless RP 17 is new.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, bro. You got it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pass you over to Daniel Harper. All right.
Where can you apply them? It could be applied to any green zone that there's a group of people, a group meaning two or more, that is attempting to capture the location by either force or by presence. If you're going by presence, you're 1-1.
That's a 1.1, sir, or 1.2. He's asking you with the 1.10. I mean, with the 1.11 and a 1.12, the criminal violations. I mean, the felony violation. Um, where can you apply those charges?
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have got mixed up with the accent. My apologies. So a a one a 1.11 can be applied. Well, normally it's applied by the state, but um, a 1.11 would be applied if a civilian is killing another player or another cop, versus a 1.12 would also go courts siding with a 1.11, because if you're shooting at a police officer, you're also assaulting them with a deadly weapon. Since we do not have a charge for assault with a deadly weapon, it would be a 1.12. However, if it's just murder of another civilian, it's a 1.11, because there's no assault on an officer at that point.
Okay. So yeah, we know what the charges mean. He's asking you where can you apply these charges at?
Pretty much anywhere that the crime is being committed, other than a red zone. If a player is in a red zone, they cannot be charged.
Okay. So Daniel, you want me to answer this? Um, okay. Yeah. So he's saying where can you apply these charges? So in the green zone and white zone, the state automatically applies the 1.11s and 1.12s. All right. In the red zone, you have to apply it manually yourself because the state will not charge them in a red zone because all crime in a red zone does not the state does not put charges on.
So I
Does
have
that
it
make sense?
partially correct and partially incorrect. Okay. I had
Yeah.
that mixed up.
So pretty much what he's saying is because it is a common mistake. Right now, if Daniel was to shoot me, that's 1.12, and then if he killed me, that'd be the 1.11, correct? However, if it's in a green zone or a white zone, we do not apply those charges. We could do the 1.9, you know what I mean? Possibly a 2.5 or whatever else he does. But we cannot put, yeah, the state does it itself. Yeah.
Okay, I have a question then. So I had a situation today with me and another officer, uh, where we were being assaulted by gang members and cadets. Now, This was on floor one. After we had conducted an arrest, we came out and they were doing this. Now, I applied the 1.12 to them. However, I noticed that they had several 1.12s besides the one that I put on them. So, doesn't it already get applied in the green zone?
Yeah, it does. It does. But the reason what the 1.12 is when they punch you, that's the assault on an officer. Whenever it's on a civilian, you have to manually put it as a 3.5 assault on a civilian.
Right, right. I knew that difference. I was just
Yeah,
confused because you were saying that if they punch you in the green zone, then you can add a 1.12 to them. But and I did do that, but I had seen multiple others applied by the state.
yeah. No, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to. The state does it.
Got you, got you.
You'll
Okay.
notice it. You'll notice it whenever someone punches you, and you put them in handcuffs and you charge them with their rights. You put state charges for 1.12. You let them know that state charges because they hit you. When you book them in, it'll say 1.12. It'll say it right then and there on the charges when you jail them.
Okay, so it's been a long day.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, this is why we do these rank up interviews, and this is why we do have our police meetings and go over things like this, so that way we can correct errors. It's no biggie.
Okay, Harper, do you have anything else for me, sir? Okay, so a 1.1 and a 1.2 is going to be in regards to green zones. The difference between the two is a 1.1 is just a group of people taking over a area by their presence alone. However, if they got their weapons out and they're using their weapons to take over the area, that is now a 1.2 and a 1.1 because you're capturing the state institution, but you're also using force. Locations could be anywhere from HP to PD to a gun store. Any green zone area would be considered a state institution protected by law. RP4, that is what, non role play. I would probably say that's either jail time or a temp ban in accordance to the moderator or admin that takes care of the ticket. Okay, so you're actually committing a PD violation, I believe, because we are told under no circumstances on a 10-6 can you conduct police activity. At that point, you need to request for an inmate transport and wait. If there's no one else around, you got a couple of different options. One, you can release the subject, or you can take a nice long walk back to PD and go through floor one to get to the jail. Otherwise, you're going to have your superiors coming on you like white on rice. And that would be a PD9, by the way. You're going to get a reprimand for it, too. Well, a 2.5 is murder threats or murder. However, a 3.5 is assault on a civilian. So, per se, I see someone punching another civilian, I can hit him with a 3.5. Um, as long as they're not, saying I'm gonna kill you or something like that while they're assaulting them, then I would have to hit them with a 2.5 additionally. Oh, absolutely. That is PD5. You're gonna get a reprimand on our side. You're gonna get sanctioned by the admins, and the admins may even request your dismissal, especially if you don't have body cam to back you up.
Okay, so what was the end of your question? I heard you said if he killed someone, or what'd you say? I didn't hear the last part, Daniel. Oh, okay. Okay, so Ken, so you wouldn't be wrong. The reason why you wouldn't be wrong is because you were not given time to drop the macros. So there's going to be times where your life is in immediate danger. You don't have time to stop. The only thing you have time for is to reach for your weapon and use it to defend yourself. You shot at self defense. Before you, sometimes, like, let's say right now, if you run up on me, start shooting on me, am I going to have time to throw my macros, or do I have to react?
You're gonna have to react and drop them later, but at the same time, you'll be able to drop. Oh, I see it. Okay.
So look, so check this out, right? If I shoot you down and then someone shoots me down, I didn't have time to drop the macros, and that's how you could justify it. It's gonna be, well, look, my life was in immediate danger. I started receiving lethal force. I returned lethal force, and by the time I was done, I was receiving another and someone else was shooting me. They killed me. I didn't have time to. However, like you said, you have body cam, and that's going to help you because your body cam's going to show you didn't have that time to. Make sense?
It does. All that I said, as I was explaining it to you.
Just like when you seen earlier today. Remember whenever I shot back and I killed them and I threw the macros after?
Right,
It's because I didn't have time, but I did throw them after. Right after I killed them, I threw my macros.
right.
Yeah. So just like that. But sometimes you won't be given that time and you won't be wrong because you were just defending yourself. Your life was in immediate danger. You're receiving fire. And, you try to defend yourself and your fellow officers as well as other civilians if they're around as well. You're protecting the city and protecting yourself.
Right. First chance you get. If if you got tased and you left the area and you came back with the intentions of detaining that suspect, you're technically in the wrong. Um, if he's not committing another crime at that current time. However, if he is committing another crime, you could get him for that crime, and then the 1.12 additional for the previous time, as long as you can confirm that he is wearing the same clothing under the same name. That can be identified. Then you cannot return for 15 minutes. Excuse me. Yes, you are in the wrong at that point. You are not to return to that specific area for 15 minutes, supposing that you have not been picked up by medics. If you get picked up, you have 5 minutes. But either way, that scene was dead. You don't remember anything from that current scene.
Um, can I add on to that, Daniel? Okay, so Ken, it is RP 146. It is a violation of RP 146 for anyone to tase a police officer out of a faction vehicle. If you're on duty in your police faction vehicle and they tase you out of it, as a matter of fact, that's 1, 2, 4, and 6. 2 is the police, is the faction vehicle. The 1 is killing you without reason. The 4 is non roleplay. He's out of roleplay. And the 6 is not supposed to do that. So, gang members are not allowed, anyone's not allowed to tase you out of a police vehicle and then kill you. That is a failed RP. That's 1, 2, 4, 6 because it's your police vehicle. The 2 is your police faction car. That's failed RP. Now, you already can't proceed with that. It's failed RP as it is. You just NRP, you log out, you go submit that ticket. You know what I mean? Um, in the event that, like how Harper's saying, that's RP10. If you try to return back in 15 minutes, yeah, it's RP10. But whenever he said when EMS picked you up, you have 5 minutes, you didn't die. You were critically injured. So technically, you can remember things that happened. It's whenever you die, the rule goes new life, new rules, new chances, right?
Right.
If you die, it's different. It's a new life. It don't matter if that person killed you 2 minutes ago. Once you're dead, you're dead. You can't do nothing to him. That'd be failed RP. But if you're revived, you never died. You were just critically injured. You were just injured. That's it.
Right. You wait your 5 minutes and you try to find him.
There you go.
Right.
All right. You got more for him, Daniel?
Um, no, I don't have anything at the moment. I know where to find you if I do. PD 15 is failing to role play properly, and you would get a warning. All right, that's fine. I understand. Just study, and try again on Tuesday. Not at all. Obviously, I slacked somewhere, and that's my bad. That ain't on y'all. That's on me. Oh, thank you. Oh, absolutely. There's always room for improvement. We're all learning all the time, so
You can ride with me too, Miles. It's like someone's gonna shake it. Someone will shake it.
Yeah, I won't leave you hanging.
Congratulations, Ken. You deserve it, bro. Well deserved.